Okay, hello everyone. My name is Jaypal. My presentation topic is metaphysical poets in different cultural and contents. This is my presentation information and academic information. Table of content. This research question and hypothesis. Research question: how does metaphysical poetry reflect the intersection in the intellect, faith, and cultural across English and continental? Sorry, a second. Continental, traditional, and what does it reveal about the evolution of the poetry which as mode of understanding human experience. Hypothesis is metaphysical poetry is confined England or single era. It is a cross-cultural intellectual project that okay that use wit, analysis, and paradoxing of the explore the deepest and international of the human extent. It is English experience focused on psychological and theological struggle. Well, continental theories provide a conceptual framework of the divine correspondence together, forming infield metaphysical vision that blend intellectual, emotional, and spirituality. My first topic name is choral ideas. What is the metaphysical poetry? The core idea is metaphysical poetry, a style of poetry that combines intellectual and imagination. According to William Brad Smith, metaphysical poetry is a kind of paradoxical equality. That means it is try to explore deep and often conductive truth, life, lives, death, and faith. The poetry did not settle for simple emotion. They analyzed the questioned them throughout the logical reasons, the key characters, intellectual and physical deeps. Metaphysical poetry thinks deeply about the feelings like loves and faith. After analyzing them, if there were scientific problems, for example, John Donne's explored the love as both spiritual and physical, full of tension and contradiction. Okay. Unusual imagery. Second is unusual imagery. They use the comparison draw science, law, medical, and everything lives, everyday lives things not normally found in love poetry. This make their imaginary shocking and original. Third is embracing paradox and complexity. Instead of clear answer, they celebrate complex ideas and opposing truth, like how love can be both joy and pain, or faith both serenity and depths. Then the key distinction: strong lines versus metaphysical poetry. The perception of metaphysical poetry sends down the 17th century to modern times. In the 17th century, poets like Donne and Herbert were describing as writing strong lines and meanings versions that sound loud and regular, and overly intellectual critics such as Hobby and Dylan show the style and unnatural and confliction, calling of riddle and nonsense. As Georgie Dine and point out, a strong line and metaphysical poetry are not same. They represent two different historically and representing one show difficult as a play, the other is it is brilliance. Then in the English context, poets of personal and political struggles, English metaphysical poets use their poetry to navigate both personal and political tensions. Donne, the struggle of faith and identity, personal conflict graps with these Catholic heritage and with navigating a prostrating society. Example: Brulin showed Donne offered transport classical satire into Christian experience at the Falls store and reflecting the ungraceful short and turmoil. Herbert authorized and theological and self. The between sacred and secular as a counter and priest. Herbert poetry navigation duty on God kings. Example: Jordan, they praise my God, my king. reveal ambiguity and blessing, evading with the earthy authority. Third was metaphysical poetry as a mirror of the age. Cultural poetry do historian place. There's poets in their context showing how political realization and history shaped their works. Okay. Uh, then European theory as a poet of correspondence. Continental theories like Tesoro and Gracian's understanding metaphysical poetry. They show the universe as a metaphysical poems created by really intelligent God, where everything interconnected, thought, hiding, analyzing, and a correspondent. The poet role is a discovery and articulate then the divine connection turn inside to create expression. Even the most usual of far-fetched metaphor is justified because it reflects the real link in good or modern create. In short, metaphysical poetry is in the European view is the an intellectual and spiritual pursuits using with reveal and hiding structure of the universe. Then synthesis of infid project. 17th century poets and theorists across England and Europe were England in single intellectual project using wit, consonant, and metaphor to reveal hidden connection in the universe style. The strong line. Early readers focus on the roots, observe style of their poems after criticizing them readily. Uh, Philosophy, poets of correspond European thinkers show the universe as a dividing orderly and network of the analyzing and the world. Poetry with the incarnation, the hidden and connection. Modern views, metaphysical poetry today. It is celebrating the same works from their intellectual depth and connection metaphors and infinite complexity, and after analyzing them within historical, theological, and cultural construct. In short, the across style and philosophy and modern interpretation, metaphysical poetry represent a unified approach to expression of complex connection nature of the reality through wit and metaphors. Their conclusion: metaphysical poetry is a transactional literary uh, phenomenon. Phenomena that blend with imaginary and spiritual equally, and it combine complex style and conscient with personal, cultural, and cosmic themes, reflecting both English poets' struggle and fundamental theories of divine orders. Understanding it, requesting the reading is imaginary, historical concept, and philosophical framework, revealing unfilled intellectual project across the cultural. Okay, there is a reference. Thank you for any question. Ask me. Rudra. Sorry. Yeah.
So, Jaipal, my question to you is why was it called strong lines in the 17th century? Metaphysics.
Yeah. Okay. It was called strong line because the poems. The poems sound rudely and art sciences with the poetry, the musical sounds of poets in the art times. So, metaphysical poetry. That's time. Okay. Anyone? They used
So my question is, what makes poet like John Donne and George Herbert important?
Yeah. Okay. They used their personal and religious struggle to explore spiritual thoughts and emotions with intellectual depth and creativity. Okay. Thank you for